Hello and welcome to HITC Sport, and even though the transfer window's closed, we've got nothing better to talk about right now. I mean, who cares about the internationals? When the window slammed shut on Monday, there were plenty of clubs who were happy with their business. However, every club will have at least one target who passed them by that they might end up regretting. So here is every Premier League club's summer target who they should have signed. Arsenal, HOUSSEM, AQUAR. Throughout the whole summer, you saw talk of Arsenal signing two players, Thomas Partey and HOUSSEM AQUAR. Between Zoom quizzes and quarantine rules, all the chat on Twitter was about Arsenal lining up deals for these two superstars. But come the end of the window, Thomas Partey was the only one who signed on the dotted line. A move for Leon midfielder AQUAR collapsed late in the day, and I think it's one Arsenal will rue. AQUAR is a target Arsenal have to revisit in the future, as he's the kind of player they're missing in midfield. Arteta had a great summer window, but the AQUAR deal will be one he rues every time he has to send on Joe Willock. Aston Villa, RASHICA. It feels like RASHICA is turning into Newcastle's tranquil Barnetta, and by that I mean we were linked with Barnetta so much without signing that it just became a running joke that he was en route for a medical. The RASHICA rumours started last year and rumbled on all the way until the deadline. There was even talk of a deal being concluded on the final day, but here we are, Villa do not have a Kosovan winger in their ranks. I know I hyped up Burton Traore the other day, and in hindsight I'm not really sure why, but RASHICA would have been perfect to take Villa to the next level in attack. Christ, they probably would have put 10 past Liverpool if he'd played. Brighton, Divock Origi. The Seagulls don't have too many striking options, and the two they've got are quite similar, they're short and nimble. So maybe Graham Potter should have added something different and followed up on Brighton's interest in Divock Origi. The Belgian isn't the most prolific, but he pops up with key goals, and his ability to play out wide would have given Graham Potter much more variety up top. Although to be honest, I don't think this is too big a miss. Burnley, Harry Wilson. I mean, Burnley's transfer window was pretty grim, wasn't it? When Dale Stephens is both your best and worst signing, something's gone wrong. At one point in time it seemed all but certain that Harry Wilson was heading to Burnley, with reports that a deal was very close. But in the end it didn't happen, and the winger is now stuck at Anfield with no hope in hell of playing. There's more chance of John Barnes coming out of retirement and flying down the flank. Okay, flying's ambitious. Wilson's delivery and set pieces would have been great for Wood and Barnes to feed off at Burnley, and still I'm sure all parties regret not happening. Chelsea, Jan OBLAK. I know they signed a goalkeeper to replace Kepa, but they were linked with an even better goalkeeper. Sure, Edouard Mendy's looked alright so far, but there's no chance you can say he's better than Jan OBLAK. The Athletic stopper was loosely linked with Chelsea around the time that Roman Abramovich was throwing around cash as if it was 2004 once again, but in the end it was Mendy who Chelsea signed. But getting OBLAK would have made them title contenders for me. He's the best goalkeeper in the world, a man who would cost double the ridiculous fee that Kepa cost. Okay, maybe not that much, but he'd still be expensive, and it'd be worth every penny. Crystal Palace, RHIAN. This young lad signed for Sheffield United the other day, but I think Crystal Palace will regret the fact that he's now wearing red and white instead of red and blue. I know they got Michy Batshuayi, but it's only on loan, whereas RHIAN could have been their main striker for years to come. Well, until he starts scoring some goals and Liverpool brought him back. Either way, it's got to be better than Jordan Ayew. Everton, ZOUMA. The Toffees had a near perfect transfer window, and so far it looks like every player's a hit. Seriously, where's this James Rodriguez been hiding? But what would have made it even more perfect had been the arrival of former loanee ZOUMA. I know they signed Ben Godfrey from Norwich, but he's more one for the future, and we can't forget that catastrophic defence that he was at the heart of last season. But ZOUMA was great last time he was at Goodison Park, and would have been a fantastic alternative when this rich vein of form for Keenan Mina inevitably comes to an end. Surely it has to end, right? Or are Everton actually going to win the league this season? Fulham, Milan, SKRINIAR. This was never going to happen, was it? There was no chance Fulham were going to sign one of the top defenders in the world, and that's why it was in the Sun of all places. But the only reason Fulham will regret not signing this ridiculous target is because he probably could have fixed their defence on his own. I didn't know who to pick here, okay? Fulham were linked with loads of players. Leeds, Rodrigo de Paul. Leeds had a decent transfer window, but I think if they got this lad it would have been even better. While they've already got one Rodrigo, de Paul has been wonderful for Udinese and would have added more creativity to a Leeds midfield that's largely untested and unproven at the highest level. Sure, they've started well, but not getting someone like Rodrigo de Paul could hinder their progress. Get in, I made it all the way through a Leeds section without mentioning Patrick Bamford. Leicester City, David Brooks. This deal could still happen as Premier League clubs can buy from the Championship, but I don't think it's gonna. Either way it's a shame, as David Brooks is a player I love to watch who belongs in the Premier League, and at Leicester it really would have fit in. Whether he was playing on the right and doing a better job than Jose Perez or operating behind the informed Jamie Vardy, David Brooks would have been another brilliant signing for Leicester, who seemed like the perfect club for the Welsh international. But alas, it looks like they'll be spending the next few months getting kicked up a height in the Championship. Liverpool, PAULO, GAZZANIGA. Liverpool did some smart business this summer, but it'll all be for nothing if they have to keep playing RHIAN in between the sticks. Every time the Spaniard starts, he helps prove why Alisson's so important. I mean, the mistake he made at Villa was shocking, and now he's probably got a bad back from picking the ball out of his net so much. GAZZANIGA was linked with the Reds on deadline day, and if Alisson's out for much longer, then Klopp will regret not getting a deal done for the Spurs backup. Manchester City, Lionel Messi. I mean, if you were close to signing Lionel Messi and didn't get the job done, you're gonna regret it, aren't you? If City had signed Messi, we might as well just give them all the trophies now. I mean, he can probably do a better job in defence than some of the oafs Pep signed. Man United, DAYOT UPAMECANO. All the talk has been about Jadon Sancho, but in the grand scheme of things, it's his defence that is an absolute travesty at Old Trafford. I mean, come on, Harry Maguire thinks so little of Luke Shaw that he pushed him over as if he was a Greek cop. Unless Sancho was going to play at centre-back, Ollie's side still would have got battered by Spurs the other day. But DAYOT UPAMECANO is a man who could fix Man United's problems, or at least paper heavily over the cracks. He's a force at the back and commands the defenders, which is something Man United are missing right now. Maguire's bang out of form, Lindelof looks like he can't even spell form, and Eric Bayer's continue his residency in the physio's room. Newcastle United, Chris Smalling. Newcastle's sensible summer could have been even more sensible had they signed Chris Smalling. The former Man United man was reportedly a target for Steve Bruce, who desperately wanted a centre-back despite having about 50 on the books. But Smalling would certainly have been an upgrade on the likes of Kieran Clark and Fabian Schär, and if they'd signed the same Smalling that was so good at Roma, then maybe Newcastle wouldn't concede so many chances. But ah well, at least it's kept Carl Darlow busy in recent weeks. Sheffield United, Dean Henderson. This transfer died on its arse a long time ago, but Sheffield United must already regret not getting Dean Henderson back for a third season. Finances meant that it was a pretty much impossible deal, but his replacement Aaron Ramsdale is yet to prove he can fill the void left by the new Man United backup. Southampton, Florentino Luis. The Saints were quiet in the transfer window, but I think they'll regret not getting a replacement for Tottenham-bound Højbjerg. And the best name in the target was Florentino Luis. The Benfica youngster who now joined Monaco on loan was the most exciting option and could have been the enforcer that Hasenhüttl probably needs. I mean, I know Oriol Romeo's still there, but he runs as if he's dragging the number 35 bus on his back. It's painful to watch. Tottenham, Milan, Skriniar. Jose Mourinho wanted a centre-back, and the one they were heavily linked with was Milan Skriniar, a man we've already talked about today. The Inter Milan star would have freshened up a sometimes struggling Tottenham defence, and reports suggest he was keen to move. But the two clubs couldn't agree on a price, with the window closing and Spurs switching their attentions to Championship defender Joe Rodon. No, not the podcast guy. West Brom, Troy Deeney. Again, this is a deal that still could happen, but I doubt it will. West Brom need a striker, and Troy Deeney will be the perfect fit. He knows the Premier League like the back of his hand, and come on, he's a lot better than other target Emmanuel Adebayor. First Ivanovic, then Adebayor. What's next, Michu and Miyazaki? West Ham, James Tarkowski. West Ham were absolutely crap in the transfer window this summer, and one player they did at least try to sign was James Tarkowski. But West Ham didn't match Burnley's valuation, meaning Tarkowski didn't swap one claret and blue for another. It's a shame too, because Tarkowski could have whipped that West Ham defence into shape, with or without David Moyes on the touchline. Wolves, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. As always, we end with Wolves, and this was a toss-up between the Ox and Douglas Costa. But Wolves have got great options out wide, while they've got nothing like Chamberlain in the middle, and he can play out wide as well. It seemed ambitious that Wolves wanted to sign the title winner, but I do think they could do with a player like him in the middle. All the pace is out wide, but adding some more energy in the middle would have added another dimension to their attack. But never mind, I doubt Perry would have enjoyed the bright lights of Molineux anyway. So there we have it, that's one summer target your club will regret not signing this summer. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to HITC Sport, and until next time, we will see you around.